Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently trading at 38,738, down 1.95%. Ethereum trading at 2511, down 2.99%. If you're new to the channel, of course, welcome. I'd just like to let you know that everything I do for you is free. Twice a day, 7 days a week, I share my experience as a full-time technical trader with over 20 years of experience to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Let's have a look at Link, up 2.29%. FTT, up 3.55%. What's this? THR, up 23.1%. Ethos, good to have Ethos, up 35.11%. Rule 774, master yourself to master the market. This is a really cool rule. It understands the idea that as you grow as a person, as you conquer your fears, as you become fearless, you also become highly profitable. It's a wonderful rule. One key ingredient to mastering yourself is courage. Another word for courage is bravery. It takes courage to be the best you that you can be. That courage is really required on your journey to real wealth. Everybody inside our community, of course, wants security. They want money. They want to know that their life is under their control. And what a beautiful, beautiful concept that is. That is a goal worthy of pursuit. However, there are other things more important than money. Love and friendship, independence, respect, all the good things that go with real wealth. Our community is all about acquiring real wealth. You need courage to get over the past. The past is harsh to all of us. Mistakes and trauma, fear, doubt, all of those things that happen in the past require a lot of courage to get over. It's not easy, but on the other side of courage is the real you, rare and unique, always learning, understanding, compassionate. That real you will generate real wealth. That's what we're about as a community. That's why we have so much philosophy in what we do. Rule 174, the TQ method, trend, timing, trigger. We're going through timing now, using the KS method. The first thing we do is look at the news headlines basically to figure out if they're positive or negative. Bullish flows, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, the Bitcoin ratio to a low. What's a put and a call? Good that we look through this stuff every day. Russian court orders unblock account used for Bitcoin. Well, that must be cool. Bitcoin hovers around 38,600. Well, that's nice. Good to hover. Pantera CEO trims Bitcoin price forecast. Oh no, they're trimming it. Hang on a sec. What, to $90,000? Oh, that's a bit rough. We'll have to come back and investigate what that means for us. Investors book profit worth $2 billion during a recent jump. It would be nice to have $2 billion. Bitcoin outflows from centralized exchanges surge. Oh, their outflows, they're surging. I guess surge is a good word. Ether could outperform Bitcoin with upgrades. Excellent. Upgrades could help Ether outpace Bitcoin. Well, it sounds like the same article. Crypto price prediction, why Bitcoin could hit $700,000. Fantastic. We know that's going to happen over time. That's just inevitable. Bitcoin's parabolic advance still intact. Wow, that's good. Now let's have a look at that thing. $80,000 to $90,000. What does that mean? Okay, $80,000 to $90,000. Let's put in $85,000. What's the price of Bitcoin now? 38,648 roughly. What's the percentage? Oh no, it's only 219.93%. That's so rough. How can we live with that? Okay, let's dive into the technicals. Crypto total market cap is currently $1.545 trillion. We've seen a bit of a rejection from this structural resistance, but we were anticipating that anyway. We thought it could come down here. Potentially we'll get a sharp sell-off, which would be wonderful because we're buying at support. We're getting excited when those buy orders get filled. In the last timing episode 163, the price was $39,544. Now we're currently trading at $38,650 just here. That decay from that structural resistance line was on the probabilities to occur. We have to always trade probabilistically. Sometimes when you're up here, when you're looking at price and it's just going up and up and up and up, it's hard to feel that it might come down. However, the probabilities generally always work in your favor. That's why we buy at layers. Layer, layer, layer down. A lot of people have asked about how to buy at layers. Of course, you just think about what you put at support, but there's so many different variations on how you can layer buy. I'll do a separate video on that. I think that will help a lot of people. Let's have a look at Bitcoin's support and resistance. Support is coming in at $38,290 and $37,776. Resistance above at $38,813 and $39,235. Let's go across to BitInfo charts and check out the numbers. Let's run the numbers on Bitcoin. Bitcoin sent in the last 24 hours is 5.29% of market cap at $38.3 billion. Bitcoin sent per average hour over the last 24, 1.6 billion, average transaction value around $160,000. Rewards over the past 24 hours, $39.6 million. Active addresses around 800,000. Looking at Bitcoin, all exchanges, estimated leverage ratio, we see that the amount of gearing was increasing. It's dropped off recently. Looking at Bitcoin futures market, the perpetuals, we can see a lot of short interest in the market. Going across to the actual futures, we see contracts becoming due. Shorting is the predominant focus at the moment. Having a look at the number of margin longs measured in Bitcoin, that's that green line, and the number of margin shorts measured in Bitcoin here, the red line, we can see the number of margin longs increasing. Turning to the options market, looking at the option expiring August 27, the end of the month, we see the maxpain price at $36,000. Maxpain is where the majority of the options will expire worthless. Generally around 75% of options expire worthless. We can see the put to call ratio at 0.62. Total open interest 19,060. Looking at Ethereum's technicals, Ethereum is currently trading at 2511, pretty much just at support. It has a lower level of support at 2449 and structural support at 2387, resistance above 2548, and higher than that, structural resistance at 2609. You can see here, this is a very, very powerful chart. Look at all this fresh air. Ethereum has been doing very well. It's likely it is the London hard fork, the EIP 1559 upgrade. Let's check out the on-chain for Ethereum. Ethereum sent in the last 24 hours about 4.8 billion, 1.64% of market cap, $200 million per hour average the last 24 hours at an average transaction value of around $3,800. The reward, miner reward, was 44 million. Active addresses the last 24 hours, nearly 800,000. The hidden gem here is that I read all of this data to you because I really want you to gain familiarity with it. You'll look at a lot of news stories and you will see active addresses and rewards and average cent and average transaction value. And you'll say, yeah, I know all of that. I see that every day. I'm on it. That's what I want for you. Lots and lots of confidence. When we look at Ethereum's all exchanges estimated leverage ratio, we can see the ratio had spiked and is now decreasing. It looks very much the same as Bitcoin's. Looking at the ETH futures market, the perpetuals, we can see the majority is in short currently. Let's go to the ETH futures, the futures contracts. We can see many coming due are short. It's always really good to track the relative movements of these things. So the ETH USD longs, the number of margin longs measured in ETH, by this green line, you can see it's increasing, as is the ETH USD shorts. That is increasing as well. Moving across to Ethereum options, we see the option expiration at the end of the month. Maxpain price is $2,200. The put call ratio is 0.59. Total open interest 137,214. Over the past 24 hours, 333.44 million in liquidations occurred to 52,555 traders. Over the past 12 hours, approximately 86% of those liquidations were long. Let's have a look. Are we seeing any major liquidations like this over here? Not really, not currently. They're quite low. Let's zoom into the 15-minute and see what's cooking. Majority long liquidations just recently. Moving across to psychological safety and liquidations, we can see that the fear and greed index is exactly what it was yesterday, 48. It's interesting to see that because we had a price decrease, but more fear didn't come into the market. That's something to take a note of. It happened yesterday, the day before yesterday, and the day before that. There was 60, 60, 48, 48. Very interesting. Just keep your eye on that. It's quite a fascinating pattern. We can see that the maxpain price for Bitcoin remains at that $36,000 level. Let's look deeper into the engine. Going to on-chain data, Bitcoin stablecoin supply ratio, SSR oscillator, we can see that money is flowing into the crypto market, into the stablecoins, and being deployed into Bitcoin. We're currently focusing on tracking Tether, which is USDT. Circulating supply is starting to increase. The reason we're looking at Tether is there is a potential Department of Justice probe into Tether and its commercial paper reserves. Potential. It's not happened yet, but we need to keep our eye on this. We would anticipate if Tether has any problems, it will see a rapid decrease in circulating supply. Let's have a look. For example, a big sharp drop down is what we'd be looking at. We would also imagine that USDC, BUSD, and DAI, and also PAX could get that circulation from Tether just being transferred in. That would be quite normal. USDC, we can see it is climbing. BUSD is climbing as well. DAI is climbing also. And we can look down and see PAX. PAX is also climbing. Let's just put that to the 1 month. There you go. It's also climbing. If there is a problem with Tether, we will expect a lot of shorting behavior and an incredible amount of volume. This is just really low volume currently. Let's have a look at the futures. They're long. This gives us an indication that Tether is okay. When Tether gets into problems, if it does, there will be a lot of activity in the futures market. currently everything is fine. Let's look into the top 7: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Binance Coin, Cardano, XRP, and USDC. Checking out the 24-hour top gainers: Voyager Token, VGX, Perp, STX, EGLD, Luna, Rune, and HBAR. Greatest losses over the past 24 hours: T-Fuel, XDC, QNT, OKB, DCR, Digibyte, DGB, and AXS, Axie Infinity. Let's go the other way. 7-day percent gainers: Perp, PR, PERP, Rune, QNT, VGX, Luna, Neo, and Anchor, ANKR. The greatest losses over the past 7 days: Axie Infinity, AXS, TEL, T-Fuel, AMP, XDC, Algo, and ICP. Just like to give you a little gem here. With Axie Infinity, what you actually find is that when a particular token takes off is very, very strong, while the market is deciding to break out, that typically becomes very weak when the market gains strength. It kind of loses its pole position and goes to last place. That is quite a good thing to be aware of in terms of shifts in percentage gains or percentage losses. Axie Infinity was doing incredibly well prior to this. Looking at Binance derivatives, 24-hour trading volume 55.1 billion, 24-hour open interest 7.2 billion. We're really interested in this percentage change, which is the change in the price of the contract over the past 24 hours. We're seeing it about -3% for Bitcoin. When we go to Ethereum, we see about -3.5%. Relatively, they're moving down at around the same rate. Let's go a little bit deeper. We can see single-digit red. YFII 7.3% positive. We're not getting a lot of green in the market currently. Kava, KAVA 7.7%. Let's have a look. EGLD 13.7%. RSR 11.1%. Lena 10.5%. We're generally looking for double-digit gains. CTK 9.1%. NKN 8.5%. This just gives us a bit of directional bias. ACRO, AKRO 7.2%. Doesn't really meet the 10% threshold, but it's kind of close, getting there. Other futures, we'll just cover those off. In the last timing video, we saw ETH or Ethereum having a lot of green in here, and we just dropped a little gem, which was when it's really, really green, it's time for the shorts to come in. And now we're seeing a bit of red here. It's really good to understand the dynamics. This particular website is Into the Block. When you see highly red, for example Leo, we can anticipate that the shorts will be making their play and seeking to weaken that. That's just how it works. It also goes in reverse. If you see a lot of red relatively to the other reds in the market, that means that this particular token could be targeted by the longs to crush the shorts. It's just kind of the way it works. It's a bit of a yin and yang. This is for Uniswap. Let's keep our eye on that. Rule 307, excitement is a delayed fill. Now you say, Ken, what do you mean delayed fill? Just in case you're new to the channel. A delayed fill, let's have a look at BNB to explain it. A delayed fill is where you buy at support or between support lines on the way down, below the current price. Now, why do we do that? Because we know if we buy at market, we're always losing percentage gains on that. It's a really, really bad thing to do. It's unnecessarily throwing your money away. And you worked hard for that money. You don't want to throw it away. When we see a fill getting when we see a buy order getting filled at these lower levels through a sharp spike down, it's exhilarating. That's what we're about. We love buying sharp spikes down. It's really a way to be fearless, because we know from the trend episode that Bitcoin's technicals are looking very good. It's poised for pretty much massive growth, so we can afford to put buy orders down. We're always seeking to lower the average buy price. That's a really, really important gem. Binance Coin is currently trading at 322.05. It has support below at 318.46 and 309, resistance above at 327.48 and 339 even. Just returning to Bitcoin's technical analysis, many people reached out to me and said, Ken, have we missed the opportunity in Bitcoin? Look, it's up here. It's getting above this structural support. It's going to blow up. I've heard all the YouTube channels. It's never going to be any cheaper. I should go all in, buy it, market, all in. And I suggested that the probabilities stated that we are more likely to go down than to go up, especially just in this short term. I think it's going to consolidate, create a lower point in here, in this range somewhere. In all probability, we may get a spike down, but that's just perfect because we're buying at support levels. We don't know where the bottom is, so we just feel for it. But basically, this is a higher low. Anything around here is just supportive of Bitcoin attacking this structural resistance and getting through it. One of the problems with mainstream YouTube channels, and especially the press and media, is they really don't know much about technical analysis. They have quite a bit of difficulty reading charts. I know because I look at them. In terms of fundamentals, tokenomics, they're exceptionally good. Latest news, exceptionally good, no question. But when it comes to technical analysis, I see many times they often fall quite short. That's actually why I created this channel as well. I saw a lot of really bad technical advice out there. There are some channels that are good, of course, definitely, but I saw a majority were not so good, so I just wanted to help where I could. Looking at ADA's technicals, we can see quite a bit of resistance here. We can also see prices moved below this particular support, and it's now acting as resistance. So we've got a pretty much double resistance play coming in here currently. The current price of ADA is 129.69, support below at 128.48 and 126.28. Resistance above is 133.43 and 137.43. Rule 4, price moves in waves. It's a really powerful rule. When you're new to trading and investing, and it's really important to understand, and this is quite a big gem, all investors become traders whenever they buy or sell. Most investors are called to the market because price goes up and up and up and up. And the problem with that is that by the time they're being called into the market, people are selling behind the scenes and driving the price down. And a lot of people, a lot of investors get caught at the top, which is really rough. When you do trading, when you're aware of trading, you understand price is always moving in a wave. It's going up and then down, up and then down. If you get a sharp angle, it tends to reflect back, up and down, up and down. Sharp angles reflect price moving in a wave. These are all little things, rules that you can tell yourself so you don't FOMO in and don't get fudded out. FOMO, fear of missing out, and FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. In our community, our goal is fearlessness, courage, strength, integrity, decency, all of those things. That is what this community is built upon. Let's have a look at XRP. XRP's current price, 71.33. Support below, 68.99 and 67.40. Resistance above, 73.85 and 77.37. We can see from the technicals that XRP is being quite well supported. It has a lot of power and strength. Of course, we also know that no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Now, what do I mean by that? I've just overlaid Bitcoin's fingerprint, which is just the real-time price of Bitcoin. You can see that the direction Bitcoin goes is the direction that the alt typically follows. You can see this big move up here, big move up in XRP, big move down here, big move down in XRP. XRP went kind of sideways in an upwards direction, but then bolted up here. And Bitcoin was improving in all that time. Now we can see Bitcoin selling off. All the fates of all the alts are tied to Bitcoin. If you understand that, you are in such a powerful position. Very, very few people know that. The community regularly brings up, Ken, why didn't you do Bitcoin dominance or ETH dominance or all these dominances? I guess I'm just not into dominance. The reason is, directionally, all alts are biased in the direction that Bitcoin is going. That is just the current way of the market. If people know that, they know it is always alt season. Now, what do I mean by alt season? I mean that as Bitcoin typically increases, the alts typically do better than Bitcoin. Sometimes they don't, which is fair, but we just keep our eye on the technical and we understand exactly what's happening to each alt. We don't have to wait for any measure like Bitcoin dominance or Ethereum dominance to trigger us into looking at a specific alt. Your beloved alt is strong under the hood. When Bitcoin moves, it moves as well. Let's have a look at DOGE. DOGE is currently trading at 19,792. It has resistance above at 19,990 and 210.95. Support below at 18,753 and 17,980. If you're holding long term any of these particular coins and tokens, say you're interested in DOGE, you can use these support lines as buy lines if you wish to enter. Just make sure that the commissions and fees of whatever exchange you're using don't eat away too much at what you're doing, how much you're placing on each level. Polkadot has been doing really well. Its current price, 17,162. It has support below at 16,867 and 16,441. Has resistance above 17,297, 17,704 and 18,321. If you look at this particular technical, it's exhibiting an enormous amount of strength. We know that Bitcoin is currently selling off. We know no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity, so Bitcoin is pushing dot down. That's not very nice of Bitcoin, is it? But you know the nice thing is that when Bitcoin goes up, it will take all the alts up with it as well. That's pretty cool. Now we can see there's a lot of open air just in here. That is showing us strength. That's a real nice thing to look for. That's a bit of a gem. If you can see this open air, that's good. If price retraces, open air generally shows you strength. You can see how strong DOT currently is just by the angle of its current price move. If you're new to the channel, episode 93, Drawing Structural Support and Structural Resistance, is a very, very good video for you. I've taken just a specific chart and marked it up from zero. You don't need to go out and buy an expensive indicator. If you can get familiar with the actual charts, that's all you need. You'll get an edge, and everything is about getting an edge. Episode 104 helps you to draw trend lines on thumbnail charts. It's a fantastic skill to have. Again, it's really, really good because it avoids you having to go and buy expensive indicators. If you are new to the channel, I would recommend that you have a look at episode 164. This is the early warning system that we put out to track how the stock markets are going, crypto stocks like Bitcoin related stocks, and also we investigate 95 alts for their directional bias. It's very, very neat. If you watch that one, you will be rest assured to know far, far more than just about anyone else in crypto. It's very extensive. It will help you tremendously. I have another gem for you, but firstly, I'd just like to thank you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And I'd also like to thank our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. You beautiful people, thanks so much. And of course, our regular community, you're just awesome. Wonderful community. I want to show you something really, really cool. Check this out. We are on coinoptionstrack.com. That's where I get the options data from. Now have a look at this. You see 90,000 people are putting options that Bitcoin will go to 90,000 by the end of August. What about the end of September? Ooh-wee, 200,000, 160,000, 140,000. That's not bad, is it? What about October? They think 100,000. Okay. What about December? Ooh-wee, 400,000, 200,000. That's a lot of options at 200,000. What about March? 400,000, 100,000. Look at this. This is a really cool hidden gem. You can look through things and get to understand some concepts. Very, very powerful stuff. Hope you liked it. This can just give you a sort of inkling, if you like, into where market sentiment could be. Looking at the positive side, by the end of the year, people are expecting between 400,000 and 100,000 Bitcoin. You notice this confluence around the $200,000 mark. That wouldn't be a bad return, would it? Now the key is, why am I focusing up here? Why aren't I focusing down there? Because in the trend episode, we look through the KS model. What that does, it's a psychological, technical trading model that accounts for institutional price behavior. We can see that we are very much on track for these kind of prices. I hope you found the content useful. Everything I do for you is free. Please be aware of scammers. I do these videos to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from. And if you have any questions, we're literally a community-driven channel. So anything you want to discuss, I would love to do it in upcoming videos. If you would like twice daily updates, 7 days a week on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube, join Facebook and Discord, and follow me on Twitter. All of these groups are free. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.